We have a warm welcome, and with great respect, for our General President Emeritus, Michael J. Sullivan.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. That could be a it was said a little earlier that I must be the oldest. That was correct. I am the oldest.
Oh, you're not.
Yes, I am. I'm older than any of those guys.
The guy who just won was 80. He's still working.
Yeah, yeah, well, he's.
So what have you done for
That wasn't my joke about the bird. I just said it. I quoted somebody standing next to
Now
me
you're backing out of it.
that didn't have the courage to say it. And if you really ask my members of Local 20, they tell you, no, I don't have a sense of humor. And my wife will tell you the same. I've said for years, never try to tell a joke. But let me just, I said the other day, thank you. I've been very blessed. I started my apprenticeship in 1965, March the 1st of 1965, and I graduated in 1969, April of 1969, and no, it wasn't April Fool's Day, it wasn't a joke, but
That's what you thought.
yeah, a lot of people thought maybe it was, and you know, my father, who isn't here, I owe a debt of gratitude for taking me down to the Union Hall after I had quit and left college and came home. I was going to college to be a minister, and I quit. I always say I left because I was introduced to wine, women, and song at college, and I couldn't put up with the temptation. Boy, you guys are tough this morning, I tell you. I thought that'd be the best joke I ever told. But I left and I came home, and I said to my father, well, I left school, and he was quite disappointed because my father and mother, neither one graduated from high school. They were both Depression kids. My father went to work at a very young age. He became a sheet metal worker at 16 years old, and he did serve an apprenticeship, and he got married and had 3 children, and I'm the oldest, and I went home and I said, Father, I'm going to leave, and he was quite disappointed. My mother was very disappointed because she wanted me to go into the ministry, and I said, my father said to me, I'll never forget, he said, well, I could take you out behind the garage and try to change your mind, but I know you're too big and for that, and it wouldn't do any good. So let me ask you a question. He said, what are you going to do? And I said, I do not have any idea, Dad. I don't know what I'm going to do. And he said, well, I'm going to explain it to you very simply. If you're going to live in my house, we're not going to have any bums, and you're going to have to get a job. So you better find out what you want to do rather quickly. And I looked at him and I said, Dad, why don't I do what you do? And he took me down on a Sunday. It was a Friday when I came home. He took me Sunday to the business manager's house, and Herman Kerberg was his name. And he said, Herm, my son wants to get into trade. Can you help us out? And Herman said, Calvin, that was my dad's name. He said, yep, we'll have him come down. He told me a little bit about it. He said, come down Monday morning. I went down on Monday morning. I signed up for the apprenticeship, took the test on Wednesday, and the following Monday I went to work as a sheet metal worker. And that was probably the greatest decision I ever made, and of course I wouldn't have made that without the help of my father. I think my father and my mother gave me the opportunity to become what I have become. My father always taught me hard work was what it took. You didn't have to know everything, but if you were honest and you worked hard and you believed in people, you would succeed. I'd like to thank my Local 20 41 for all the support that they have given me over my 38 years as a full-time elected officer of this union. You know, I didn't work at the sheet metal trade very long. I only served a 4-year apprenticeship, and in the first election I ran in 4 years later. Back then you had to be a journeyman 3 years. I was elected full-time office of a business representative, and 6 years later I ran unopposed, and I'm proud of that. I ran unopposed as business manager, and 5 consecutive times I never had opposition in my local union. And those are the people that helped me, the guys that worked with me, my 13 full-time business agents and 2 full-time organizers. They supported me, we worked together, and we tried to make lives better for sheet metal workers. And because of that, I was elevated to the position and given the honor of being a general vice president in 1983 by General President Carlo, who I owe a great debt to. I would send some files to Joe Nigro. I brought them here. I'm going to be sending them a lot more. I kept files on everything. And I was going through them and looking at them and trying to decide which ones would be helpful to the International and to the 2 new officers of our organization. And I got to going through them, and I didn't realize, I'd forgotten how many assignments that I had been given as a business manager of a local union and a general vice president, how many assignments I'd been given so that I would have some knowledge and be prepared to take the position of general president someday of this great union. If it wasn't for those opportunities, I wouldn't have had I think, the ability to accomplish that. And I thank the Carlo family for that, and I'll thank them for the rest of my life for that opportunity. It was a great opportunity. I didn't want to talk too long, but I just thought you might want to have a little history of that. I know this International is in good hands. I have been blessed to serve all of you. I would not trade one moment of what I have done, go back and redo any of it, because it's been such a great ride. I want to say this, though: I have never made a sacrifice in what I have done. I've never considered this to be a sacrifice. To me, it's been a labor, a true labor of love. A man makes no sacrifice unless he sacrifices his conscience, and I have never done that. I've always stood by my conscience, right or wrong. I've always tried to do the right thing, although I have made my share of mistakes. And I think that if anybody thinks that they are making sacrifices doing the work that we do, that maybe they ought to reconsider doing it. Because if you think you're making sacrifices, what happens to you is all of a sudden you begin to think people owe you something. Our members owe us nothing, except and we owe them the responsibility to do a good job, represent them. It's just like working on the job site. Every Friday you get paid. You're supposed to earn that pay. So to consider yourself making sacrifices, this has never been a sacrifice. It's been a joy, and it's been a labor of love. My heart's been in it. I am very blessed that all of you have stood with me through some of the tough times that we've gone through. I know our International is in great hands with the leadership that is here, and I will do anything that I can to continue as a retiree, except criticize this International and its leadership. God bless all of you. God bless our local union. Local unions, God bless this International, and God bless America. Thank you.